Have you ever woken up in the morning, looked down, and realized that something you used to take for granted simply doesn't happen anymore? That firm, natural morning reaction that once told you your body was alive and well, suddenly gone or barely there. Do you remember when it used to be automatic, like your body's silent signal that everything inside you was working the way it should? And now, maybe you wake up tired, sluggish, and disappointed. You wonder what happened to that power, that vitality, that confidence. Could it be age? Could it be stress? Or could there be something much deeper, something hidden inside your body that's quietly draining your strength each morning without you realizing it? What if I told you that men over 60 can reactivate that same firmness naturally by pressing just 7 specific points on their body? These are not mystical or miraculous tricks, but simple pressure points scientifically connected to blood flow, nerve response, and hormonal balance. When done correctly, they send powerful signals through your nervous system, reawakening the circulation that helps you wake up rock hard again every single morning. Before we go any further, write in the comments which city you're watching from. It's always inspiring to know where people are listening, because this message is for every man who refuses to let age define his strength. Now, what you're about to discover isn't some secret pill, strange route, or expensive therapy. This is about understanding your own body. Over the years, science has proven that certain pressure points on the body can directly influence circulation, energy, and the production of important male hormones. These points are like small switches that have been turned off one by one as you got older because of poor sleep, stress, bad posture, and weak muscle activation. When you learn to press them in the right order and at the right moments, something extraordinary happens. Your body begins to wake itself up again. Your blood moves faster, your heart pumps stronger, and the parts of your body responsible for sexual health begin to function like they once did. But before you learn where these points are, it's important to understand why they stopped working in the first place. Because what happens to men after 50 or 60 is not just aging. It's a chain reaction triggered by years of habits that slowly reduce blood flow to your lower body, weaken your pelvic muscles, and confuse your hormonal system. Most men believe the problem starts in the bedroom, but in truth, it starts much higher up, around the spine, the abdomen, even the legs. When these regions become stiff, blocked, or underused, the blood no longer circulates with the same force, and the body loses the ability to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the areas that need them most. That's why even men who still feel mentally young can suddenly lose their natural firmness. Not because their desire is gone, but because their body's inner circuits have gone silent. Think of your body like an electrical network. The brain sends signals, but if the cables are blocked, the power never reaches its destination. Over time, this disconnection becomes your new normal. You accept fatigue, weakness, and slow mornings as signs of aging. But what if they were only signs of blocked energy and poor circulation? Many men don't realize that these silent blockages can be reversed. Not through medicine, but by stimulating the exact points that control those internal cables. By doing this, you remind your body of what it once knew how to do, automatically and effortlessly. Now, here's what's fascinating. According to scientific research, the human body contains networks of pressure points connected to major arteries and nerve endings. When these points are stimulated with mild pressure, they can increase nitric oxide release, dilate blood vessels, and enhance blood flow throughout the body, including the most sensitive regions responsible for morning strength. This is not some old myth. This is how physical therapy, acupuncture, and reflexology work in clinical practice. And in men over 60, this approach becomes even more powerful because it counteracts the effects of aging on circulation and nerve sensitivity. But why 7 points? Because out of the dozens that exist on the body, only 7 have been shown to work together like a system. When pressed in the right way, they form a kind of internal sequence, sending signals that wake up the entire lower body. The first point focuses on circulation, the second on hormone activation, the third on muscle tension, and the fourth through 7th on nervous system stimulation and oxygen distribution. Together, These 7 points act like an invisible morning switch, telling your body to wake up energized and ready, just like it did decades ago. Before revealing where they are and how to use them, imagine something: waking up every morning and feeling the return of that natural energy. Not just below the belt, but in your whole body. You stand taller, you feel younger, and you notice that your thoughts are sharper. That's because blood flow doesn't only affect performance, it affects your brain, your mood, and your heart. A single improvement in circulation can bring back vitality in ways men don't expect. That's why this practice isn't only about restoring firmness, it's about giving you back your strength and confidence. Now, let's go deeper into the real cause of why these points stop working with age. When you were younger, your body maintained balance between movement and rest. You walked more, climbed stairs, carried things, and your muscles naturally pumped blood back to the heart. This pumping action was essential. It kept your lower body alive with circulation. But as years passed, most men moved less, sat longer, and unknowingly compressed the pelvic area for hours each day. The result? Blood flow to the groin and lower abdomen weakened. The arteries narrowed, the nerves dulled, and the muscles that once supported strong blood pressure in that area began to shrink. This is what silently leads to morning weakness. Doctors often describe it as vascular insufficiency, but in plain terms, it means your internal highways are congested. The signals from your brain can't reach their destination fast enough, and the blood that should rush through your body each morning moves like a lazy stream. Now here's the key insight. By pressing these 7 points, you can unclog those internal highways naturally. You're not forcing the body. You're reminding it how to function efficiently again. Some men think that pills are the only solution, but pills only push blood through an already blocked system. They don't restore it. The 7-point technique, however, focuses on the real cause: circulatory and nerve reactivation. It's like repairing the engine instead of pouring more fuel into it. That's why men who learn this technique start noticing not only stronger mornings, but also better energy during the day, deeper sleep, and sharper focus. You may wonder if this is something complex or time-consuming. It isn't. The entire method can be done in minutes. What matters most is the right sequence and the understanding of what each point does. Because when you touch or press the right area, you trigger a cascade of biological reactions that can completely change how your body behaves over the next 24 hours. But before that, let's address something even more important: fear. Many men fear that they've passed the point of no return. They fear that once their body starts declining, there's no way back. Yet medical evidence shows that the male body continues to regenerate new cells, restore circulation, and produce hormones even in the 70s and 80s, if it's properly stimulated. The reason so many men lose hope is not because their bodies can't recover, but because they never learned how to activate them correctly. So, think about it for a moment. If your body could remember how to perform like it once did, wouldn't you want to give it that chance? Imagine the quiet satisfaction of waking up and realizing that your body is fully awake, responsive, and strong again. Imagine the renewed confidence that would bring, not just in intimacy, but in every aspect of your day. That's the power of these 7 points. We'll begin exploring them one by one, not with complicated language, but with simple, practical explanations that anyone can understand and apply. Because this is not about theory, it's about results you can feel. Each point you learn will bring you closer to the full restoration of your body's natural power. And when you finally reach the 7th point, you'll understand why so many men who practice this daily feel a surge of vitality they thought was gone forever. But before touching the first point, there's one last thing you must know. None of this will work if you don't prepare your body correctly. The first few seconds of your morning determine how your blood flows for the rest of the day. When you wake up, your body is dehydrated, your blood is thicker, and your heart is slower. That's why many men experience low energy or weak circulation right after getting out of bed. So the very first step before pressing any point is to wake your system internally. That means rehydrating with water, taking a few deep breaths, and sitting up straight to allow oxygen to fill your lungs. This small preparation can multiply the effect of what comes next. And once that preparation is done, the real work begins. The first point you'll press is located in a place most men overlook completely, yet it's the one responsible for restarting your entire lower body circulation. When pressed correctly, it sends a wave of blood downward, reawakening the system that has been sleeping for years. This is where everything begins to change. Now that the foundation is set, the next part will uncover exactly how and where to press that first point, what sensations to expect, and why it works even in men who haven't felt real energy in years. Because the truth is, every man over 60 deserves to feel alive, strong, and confident again. And that starts by learning how to awaken the body from within, one point at a time. The first point lies at the base of everything, the heart of your lower body's circulation system. It's located just above the inner side of your ankle, slightly behind the bone that sticks out. This small area might look insignificant, but it's one of the most powerful points for improving blood flow from the legs back to the heart. In traditional physical therapy, and even modern sports medicine, stimulating this spot activates the tibial artery and a nerve called the posterior tibial nerve, which connects directly to your circulatory system. When this point is pressed or gently massaged in slow, circular motions for about 30 seconds per side, it helps pump stagnant blood upward, sending fresh, oxygen-rich blood toward the pelvis and lower abdomen. Many men describe feeling warmth spreading through their legs within minutes, a sign that the pathways are opening again. This first point, often neglected, is like unclogging the main pipe that supplies your foundation. If you do this daily, especially in the morning before standing up, you prime your body for better flow everywhere, including where it matters most. The second point is slightly higher up, located behind the knee, in the soft area between the tendons when the leg is bent. This region is crucial because it's a natural crossroads of major veins and nerves. When men sit for long hours, pressure builds up here, restricting the return of blood from the legs. That's why your legs might feel heavy or numb after sitting too long. Gently pressing and releasing this area, alternating sides, helps the blood flow upward again, relieving pressure on the lower body. It's like opening the second gate in a locked system. Doing this resets the vascular tone, allowing the arteries in the pelvis to expand and contract naturally. Over time, this also helps restore sensitivity in the lower body, something many men don't realize they've lost until they feel it return. It's not just physical, it's emotional. The sense of vitality that comes back from proper circulation changes how you walk, how you breathe, even how you see yourself. Now we move to the third point, which sits deep in the abdomen, 2 fingers below the navel. This is where most men lose control without even knowing it. This area houses the core muscles responsible for stabilizing your spine, your organs, and your breathing. When it's weak, it affects the pressure that pushes blood from your heart to your lower body. Pressing this point gently while taking a deep breath helps awaken the diaphragm and abdominal muscle, improving internal pressure and activating hormone regulation. Medical studies show that stimulating the abdominal wall helps improve testosterone response and cortisol balance, both of which are vital for men over 60. This point is like a switch that reconnects your brain and your lower body. It also helps you regain posture, making you stand taller, breathe deeper, and move more freely. Over time, activating this area daily builds internal strength, restoring the natural rhythm between breath, blood, and energy. The fourth point lies on the lower back, just above the hips, on both sides of the spine. Many men experience stiffness here because of years of sitting, poor posture, or weak muscles. But right under that stiffness lies a powerful connection to the nerves that control the pelvis. By pressing or massaging these 2 points with your fists or a small ball against the wall, you can release deep tension that blocks blood flow to the pelvic organ. The warmth that follows is a sign that circulation has been restored. This point is crucial for the body's natural erection mechanism because it reawakens the nerves that send messages to the pelvic floor. Think of it as reconnecting the cables between the control center and the engine. Without these signals, your body simply forgets how to respond. When this area is released and the blood starts moving again, you're rebuilding the bridge between your mind and your physical response. As you move through these 4 points, something begins to shift. The body starts remembering. You feel lighter, your breathing becomes easier, and your confidence starts to rise. Not from ego, but from a deep biological awakening. But the next points are where things truly begin to change, because they directly influence the blood vessels and the muscles that make firmness possible. They don't just prepare your body, they trigger the final activation process. The 5th point is located on the inner thigh, halfway between the knee and the groin. This area contains the femoral artery, one of the most important highways of blood in the entire body. It's also one of the first places where men lose flexibility and circulation with age. Gently pressing along this line while moving your legs slightly helps open the artery, improving blood movement toward the pelvis. It also reduces pressure on the lymphatic system, which helps flush out toxins that accumulate from long periods of inactivity. Most men don't realize that poor lymph flow can make their lower body feel heavy, tired, and even inflamed, which silently affects performance. When you stimulate this region daily, you not only improve circulation, but also restore flexibility and responsiveness. It's like tuning the pipes that feed the system. The 6th point, which might surprise you, sits on the perineum, the soft area between the genitals and the anus. This is the exact center of the pelvic floor, and stimulating it carefully with mild pressure or by tightening and releasing the surrounding muscles, like doing a pelvic floor contraction, can drastically increase blood flow to the entire groin area. This point is critical for men over 60 because it's the one most affected by years of sitting, which compresses it and weakens the pelvic muscles. When you retrain this area, you literally teach your body how to push blood into the region again. This is the foundation of true firmness: blood pressure, nerve activation, and muscular support all in one. Men who practice this regularly often notice changes in days, not weeks. They wake up with more energy, better control, and a stronger sense of presence in their body. Now we come to the 7th point, the most powerful one, the one that completes the circuit and makes everything work in harmony. This point sits right at the base of your spine, where your tailbone meets the lower back. It's the control center of your pelvic nerves, known in medicine as the sacral region. This area controls blood flow, nerve sensitivity, and even the involuntary contractions responsible for maintaining firmness. When this point is stimulated gently through circular massage or mild pressure, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which signals the body to relax and increase blood flow. Unlike tension-based responses, which are short-lived, this natural activation lasts longer and happens automatically. This is what makes morning awakenings natural again. The body doesn't need to be forced, it simply remembers. But here's where most men go wrong. They focus only on one area, expecting miracles. The secret is the sequence. The points must be pressed or massaged in order, from the ankles upward. Because your circulation works like a pump, you start by freeing the flow at the bottom and move upward to the control center. If you skip steps, the system remains unbalanced. Think of it like watering a plant. You start from the roots. That's why the order matters as much as the technique itself. Now let's talk about what happens inside your body when you do this consistently. Each time you press these points, your arteries release nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, allowing blood to move more easily. This process is the same one triggered by medications prescribed for performance issues, but instead of forcing the result chemically, you're stimulating your own body to do it naturally. Over time, your blood vessels become more elastic, your nerves regain sensitivity, and your muscles strengthen. You don't just fix a symptom, you restore the system. There's also an important hormonal effect. As blood flow improves, your testes and adrenal glands receive more oxygen, helping balance testosterone levels and reducing stress hormones. That's why men who practice this not only regain firmness, but also notice better mood, sharper focus, and reduced fatigue. It's all connected. Poor circulation doesn't just affect one part of you, it affects your entire identity as a man. Your drive, your energy, and your confidence. Another fascinating effect happens in the brain, because the parasympathetic nervous system is linked to relaxation and recovery. Stimulating these points signals your brain to shift out of stress mode. This lowers blood pressure, slows your heart rate, and allows more consistent blood flow throughout the day. The result? Stronger morning reactions, but also calmer nights, deeper sleep, and better energy throughout the day. That's why men who use this method feel younger not just in their body, but in their spirit. They regain that sense of being alive that years of stress and routine quietly stole. Now, let's address an important truth. Age does not destroy your body's potential. Neglect does. These 7 points are simply the keys to unlocking what's still inside you. They don't add something new. They reactivate what's already there, waiting. The real enemy of male vitality is not time. It's inactivity, poor posture, and disconnection from one's own body. The good news is that all of that can be reversed, starting with just a few minutes a day. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning, sit on the edge of your bed, take a deep breath, drink a glass of water, and go through this 7-point routine in calm, focused movements. In just 5 minutes, you'll feel your body warming, your breathing deepening, your heart steadying. Within days, your mornings begin to feel different, stronger, fuller, more alive. And as you continue, something deeper happens. You don't just restore physical performance. You reclaim confidence, presence, and balance. What's more, this daily practice becomes a form of mindfulness. As you press each point, you're not only training your body, you're reconnecting your mind with it. This harmony is what many men lose with age, and regaining it changes everything. It's not about chasing youth. It's about restoring the natural rhythm of health and strength that age doesn't have to take away. Now that all 7 points have been revealed, the final part will bring it all together, explaining the exact daily structure, the optimal time to perform this sequence, and how to combine it with small habits that multiply the effects. Because the secret to waking up rock hard every morning is not just pressing these points once, it's training your body to stay awake, responsive, and strong every single day for the rest of your life. Now that all 7 points have been revealed, it's time to put everything together and understand how to make them part of your daily rhythm in a way that feels natural, easy, and sustainable. Because the truth is, these techniques only work when they become a simple morning ritual, something that reconnects your body and mind before the day even begins. This is where everything you've learned so far turns into lasting transformation. The great secret isn't in the points alone, but in how and when you use them. The first thing to remember is that your body wakes up in layers, not all at once. The heart starts slow, the blood is thick, and the muscles are stiff from hours of stillness. That's why it's crucial not to jump out of bed or start moving abruptly. The body needs a signal to awaken. That's where this 7-point system comes in. It serves as your internal alarm clock, but not the noisy kind, the kind that gently but powerfully turns on your circulation, wakes your nerves, and primes your hormones before your feet even touch the floor. Here's how it works best. When you first open your eyes, stay lying down for a few moments and take 3 slow breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. This small action begins to oxygenate your blood and signal your heart to increase its rhythm naturally. Then, before getting up, take a sip of water, just enough to start rehydrating your blood. This simple step alone can make the next few minutes far more effective, because dehydration thickens your blood, and thicker blood means slower circulation. Once that's done, move into a comfortable sitting position and start the first point at your ankles. Use your thumbs or the sides of your fingers to apply mild pressure in small circles, about 30 seconds per side. Don't rush it. Breathe deeply as you do it. As you move upward through the points, the knee, the abdomen, the lower back, the inner thigh, the pelvic floor, and finally, the base of your spine. Keep the same rhythm. Breathe, press, and feel. You'll notice your heartbeat synchronizing with your touch. That's how you know your circulation is responding. The entire sequence should take around 5 minutes, no more. The goal isn't to push or strain, it's to awaken. You're not forcing your body to perform, you're guiding it. Each point is like a reminder to your nervous system of what it's capable of. After the last point at the base of your spine, stay still for a moment. Feel the warmth in your lower lower body. Feel your breathing expand and your posture lift. That warmth is blood flow, and that pulse is life. Many men describe this as a feeling of grounded strength, not the artificial rush of stimulation, but the natural confidence of being fully awake in your own skin. This is what the body was designed to do every morning before stress, sitting, and age started interfering. Now, some might wonder, how long does it take to see results? The answer depends on consistency. For most men, even after the first week, the difference in morning energy is noticeable. The body starts to anticipate the stimulation, so blood flow increases naturally during sleep, not just after you wake. After a few weeks, you may find yourself waking up before your alarm, already energized, your body alert, your mind clear, and that forgotten morning response returning as a natural part of the day. That's not magic, it's biology. Your arteries adapt, your nerves reactivate, and your hormones rebalance. What's even more remarkable is that this improvement carries over into every area of life. When your blood moves well, everything improves. Your digestion, your memory, your joints, even your mood. But here's something few people realize. This technique doesn't just help with performance or circulation, it strengthens the entire cardiovascular system. Every press, every breath, and every release improves heart health, lowers blood pressure, and supports better metabolism. This is why many physical therapists recommend daily body stimulation for older adults. It keeps the system young. So even if you start this journey wanting to improve your mornings, you'll end up improving your overall health far beyond that. Stronger circulation means stronger immunity, faster recovery, and sharper brain function. In other words, you're not only waking up your body, you're extending its vitality. To amplify these effects even more, pair this practice with two small lifestyle changes. The first is walking. Just 15 minutes of walking after breakfast reinforces the same pathways you activate with the 7 points. Walking pumps your calf muscles, which act like a second heart, pushing blood upward through your legs. The second is deep breathing. Spend a few minutes throughout the day taking slow, deep breaths through your nose, filling your lungs completely and exhaling calmly. Oxygen is your body's natural fuel for nitric oxide production, and nitric oxide is the molecule that makes blood vessels open and stay open. The more oxygen you give your body, the more freely your blood flows, and the easier it is for your system to maintain those morning reactions automatically. Let's talk about posture too, because it's the silent killer of circulation. Many men develop a hunched posture with age, which compresses the lower back and abdomen, cutting off blood supply to the pelvis. Correcting this doesn't mean standing like a soldier. It simply means lifting your chest slightly, keeping your shoulders relaxed, and letting your spine support you. When you combine posture awareness with the 7 points, you unlock a synergy that keeps your blood flowing smoothly all day. A straight spine allows nerve signals to travel unblocked, which means your body responds faster and with more power when it needs to. It's simple, but transformative. Now, let's imagine how this routine fits into your morning. You wake up at 6 or 7, do your breathing, drink your water, complete the 7-point activation, and then take a brief walk or stretch. By the time you're ready to start your day, your blood is moving, your energy is high, and your system is fully alive. You're not groggy or dependent on coffee to wake up. You're naturally awake because your body is functioning as it should. Over time, this new rhythm becomes automatic. The morning firmness you once lost returns naturally, not because of pills or quick fixes, but because your body is healthy again. It's also worth understanding why this system works even for men who have struggled for years. Science shows that the male body maintains regenerative capacity well into old age. The arteries can form new microvessels, the nerves can rebuild connections, and the muscles can strengthen if they're used regularly. The problem isn't age, it's dormancy. When the body goes unused, it begins to forget. But as soon as you start sending signals again, it remembers. That's what these 7 points are doing, reminding your body how to be alive. This is why men who have practiced this method for a few weeks often say they feel decades younger, not just physically, but mentally. They rediscover self-respect, motivation, and joy. It's not exaggeration, it's physiology meeting self-care. Now, let's reinforce something crucial. This isn't a one-time trick, it's a habit. The body responds to consistency, not intensity. 5 minutes every morning will always outperform one intense session once a week. So make it simple, make it enjoyable, and treat it as your private ritual of renewal. Remember, this is your moment before the world wakes up, a time to take control of your body, your mind, and your health. Once it becomes part of your routine, it no longer feels like effort. It feels like maintenance, like brushing your teeth or washing your face. Only now, you're brushing the inside of your body, keeping your circulation clean and active. And here's another small tip that can multiply results. Finish your morning routine with a short burst of cold water on your legs or lower back during your shower. Cold exposure tightens the blood vessels for a moment, then causes them to open wider afterward, strengthening vascular tone. This simple trick, used by athletes and therapists, boosts the benefits of the 7-point method and helps your body retain its morning vigor for hours. For those wondering about safety, this routine is gentle, natural, and perfectly safe for most men. Still, it's wise to listen to your body. If you have any medical conditions affecting circulation or mobility, perform the movements slowly, without force, and always breathe deeply. The goal is not pressure, but connection. You're guiding your body, not battling it. The more relaxed you are, the stronger the effect will be. Remember, blood doesn't respond to tension, it responds to flow. Now, let's summarize the process clearly, so you can remember it easily each morning. Step 1. Breathe deeply and hydrate before getting up. Step 2. Press behind the inner ankle to open circulation. Step 3. Press behind the knee to release trapped blood. Step 4. Press below the navel to activate the core. Step 5. Massage the lower back above the hips to free the pelvic nerves. Step 6. Stimulate the inner thighs and the pelvic floor to pump blood upward. Step 7. Finish at the base of the spine to complete the circuit. Breathe calmly through the entire sequence. Each press should last about 30 seconds, and the whole process should feel smooth, natural, and rhythmic. After that, stand, stretch lightly, and move for a few minutes. This is all you need. As the days pass, your mornings will start to change. You'll notice not just physical results, but emotional ones. You'll feel steadier, calmer, more confident in your body. And that's when you'll realize something profound. The goal was never just to wake up rock hard. The goal was to wake up fully, to restore the harmony between body and mind that modern life slowly took away. This is about reclaiming vitality in every sense. When you start your day this way, you're not just improving performance, you're improving the quality of your entire life. Every man deserves to feel this way, no matter his age. Because the body never stops responding to care, and it never stops rewarding attention. What you do for yourself in those quiet morning minutes will shape every hour that follows. So tomorrow, when you open your eyes, remember, your energy, your power, and your strength are still there, waiting. All you have to do is press these 7 points, breathe, and let your body do what it was made to do. That's the complete system, a simple, natural method backed by the science of circulation and the wisdom of self-care. No pills, no devices, no gimmicks, just you, your hands, and a few minutes each morning. It's proof that vitality doesn't fade with age. It fades with neglect. And today, that neglect ends. Now take a deep breath, feel the life flowing inside you, and remember this moment, because from this day forward, your mornings will never be the same. You've reawakened your body's natural rhythm, the rhythm of strength, confidence, and health. So tomorrow, when you wake up, don't reach for the phone. Don't rush to the mirror. Just sit up, breathe, and press those 7 points. In that quiet, private ritual, you'll feel the truth that every man deserves to know. Age is just a number, but energy is a choice. And today, you've chosen to be alive again.